Hi guys, today I am reviewing The Girl from Venice, glare going on there, by Siobhan Daiko. This book was amazing. It took me a while to get through it based on the fact that I chose this book to read because of the Holocaust and everything, Memorial Day and stuff. And so I wanted a book which was based around the Second World War. And so had this one. Obviously, I live in Italy, and so books that have a connection with that part of it as well. I've not been to Venice, but I'd like to. So this was, it seemed like the ideal book at the time. This is obviously before everything really kicked off with Russia and Ukraine, and so it made for really hard reading from the point of view that it wasn't just historical fiction at that point, because it's so similar to things happening in the world at the moment, and so it was even more of an emotional read from that point of view. It really is heart-wrenching in some places, but also completely amazing. I gave this one a 5-star. Okay, in this one it's split into two stories, if you like, because we have the story from 1943 with Lidia, who is Jewish. She's living in Venice. She obviously she gets caught up in the whole occupation of Venice by the Nazis, and so her whole world gets turned upside down, and it's her journey through the war and all the things that she went through. And then we have the other part, which it alternates in and out, which is her granddaughter, Charlotte, who is basically, she's trying to discover, after the death of her grandmother, more about her, so she can discover who she is as well by rediscovering her family's roots. Because her grandmother never wanted to talk about the time that she'd spent in Italy, growing up and things. And so Charlotte goes on this mission to Venice to try and connect the dots and discover exactly what happened. So for both of them in this, you get the very similar, because you get the bits that Charlotte's discovering and her reaction to them, and then you also get Lydia's journey through the war, and having to hide and run, and the terrible things that happened whilst trying to defend the country. And I should give some trigger warnings here. Obviously it deals with war, so there's that, but there's also episodes of rape in this as well, so be aware of that going into this. It's really heartbreaking, this book, and what these people went through, even more so reading it now. So like I said, I went into it wanting the historical fiction and everything, and then you just realise how similar certain aspects are to what's happening in the world today, and it's just scary. But this was an amazingly good book. I felt really connected to all of the characters in this, and yeah, it was pretty amazing. So there you go, that is The Girl from Venice right there. I do want to check out more books by this author. This is the first book in the Girls from Italian Resistance series, so I would definitely be interested to read more books in this series. to get more perspectives of different things that happened. It was just really good and really thought-provoking and really touching and really soul-destroying all at the same time. So yes, make sure you check that out. Question for you. How do you feel about reading books connected to particularly the World Wars, particularly the Second World War, in this current world that we're living in? Do you think it'd be hard for you to read those books, or do you think that it's even more important that we do read them? I personally, this book has been the test of that, from the point of view that, yes, I think it is incredibly important, even more so now, that we read books that are based on actual historical events and things that happened, particularly during the wars and things, because remembering and learning about the different things that happened, those, the war crimes and things that happened during those times, I think it's incredibly important, so that we don't repeat history. But also, on the other hand, it is very hard reading, particularly in moments like this. So, there we go. That is today's review. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you will check the book out. If you have other suggestions for books linked to the World Wars, then please do drop them down in the comments down below, because I would be interested in reading them. Like I said, I think it's very important to know about the history, and one way of doing that is by reading the historical fiction. It's not necessarily going to be completely true story, it's fiction, but if it is based on true events and things, it does make you think, and does also open the curiosity to then go and find out what actually happened during those times as well, to do a bit of research on the actual history of that time and things. So there you go. Anyway, that's it for today. Thank you for watching. Please click the subscribe button so you don't miss out on new uploads, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.